Hi everyone, welcome back for my second project for Kitaholic Kits for the month of December. I didn't have much mojo this last few weeks, and so I've decided to jump into the Kitaholic Kits archives and get myself some sketches to work off. So these are sketches that are available in the subby group, and I just chose two. I'm using one for this week and I'll be using one for next week. And yeah, I chose two that I think I could work with, and this is one of them. So I showed you a picture of the sketch at the beginning of this little video, and now I'm just going to start creating. I knew off the bat that I wanted to flip my sketch because I didn't have landscape photos. I only had portrait photos. So the sketch was flipped. I think there was going to be four 4x3 photos, but I'm instead doing four 3x4 photos. So I am starting with this bright colored floral border part of the page, one of the papers that we got. And as you can see, I'm starting actually, and I'm going to build my cluster on the top, but I do change my mind and I do flip it. So I'm going to build the cluster down the bottom, because last week I did a layout where I focused my photos more towards the top. So I just wanted to change it up for my own sanity. I punched out a little border on that on that yellow paper. And so now I'm just going to start layering. I do end up using less layers than what is in the sketch. I took inspiration from it up to a point, and then I just sort of did my own thing. So as you can see, I kind of added some different, well, as you will see, sorry, I added some different layers. I added some vellum to add a little bit of texture. So yeah, I kind of, that's the good thing about a sketch, is you don't have to follow it religiously. You use it to help yourself interpret it creatively, if that makes sense. So this was just me playing with it, and I do have the picture of the sketch off camera, and I'm occasionally referring to it, but generally I sort of switch it up. So I think starting now, I do add the doily and the tag, but other than that, I change everything. Now I'm just layering my photos. The first three that I put down, they're just going to go flat on the paper. And then the fourth one, which is the funniest one in my opinion, it's of Emma like doing a fun little pose. That one I'm going to put up on some foam tape, and I sped this up super fast so you didn't have to watch me stick this down and tear off the backing, because it was quite painful, to be completely honest with you. So this is a story of Emma going to her first ever gymnastics lesson. My mum organised it for her because I've been stuck in bed so much the last few months because of this little baby. And so I think my mum sort of felt bad and organised for Emma and she takes Emma to go to gymnastics, and this was her first gymnastic lesson, and she loved it. Like, she absolutely loved it, so I was really happy about that. That craft tag, don't get attached to it. I'm actually pointing at it on my screen, and I know you can't see it, but anyway, do not get attached to it. I actually decide I'm going to use a tag that we got in a kit from Kitaholic Kits 2 months ago. There were these little like colourful tags, and it was just a better size and a better colour match for me personally. So this is me pulling that out now, and it's just, I like it way more. So I'm going to layer that over the top of that doily that you just saw me cut. And I'm now going to add a little label and a sentiment. So that label is obviously going to house my journaling. And I got the little sentiment strip from one of those cut apart sheets that we got in that cut apart booklet, which was awesome. We got two of those. One of them was sort of a die cut one, and the other one was sentiments, like a rainbow sentiments, and I was just like amazed by the amount of product we got in the kit this month. So I'm adding some twine to my little tag there, and because I've glued down my label, and now I'm going to add some twine, and then I believe, so we got this like teeny tiny little strips of washi. We got a silver glitter one and a pink glitter one, and I just wanted to incorporate that into the layout. So I'm adding that in 3 little spots. One there underneath my little sentiment, underneath my journaling, one underneath one of my photos, and then a big strip here at the top. It's the kind of thing where you can't automatically see it's there, but it just adds an extra visual interest. I think. So now I'm going in with my title. The title is going to be First Gymnastics Class. And so I'm going with the black puffy glitter stickers, and I really love these. I said this in my video last week. They turned out really, really nicely, and they're really small, so you can actually have a lot of fun with them. So I'm putting gymnastics, and then on the top, I'm writing first in the white puffy alpha, and then the class, which will be down the bottom, that is going to be in the white as well. So I'm going to have 2 whites and 1 black. Then I figured it needs to be balanced, and I felt like I needed a little something else at the top. And so I'm just going, and I'm taking the black one, and I'm writing in Go M with an exclamation point. And I love how this looks out. Even though I didn't follow the sketch exactly, I still am pretty impressed with how I managed to pull this all together. And the sketch was just such a perfect jumping off point for me to be able to tell the story and put a lot of photos without it looking cluttered. So taking the sequins that we got in this month's kit, and I'm just placing them all over. These sequins were stunning, and I didn't want to put them in a shaker pocket because I wanted to savor them and use them all individually. So you will see that I'm putting them all here, and I'm finished with that now. And then in the sketch that I'm using next week, they had this little thing where you can add like a little paper border, and I thought, I'm also adding some stickles, which I smudge, by the way, so I have to redo them all at the end, which is fun. Never add stickles too early. That's the lesson I need to really learn. Anyway, this is like the 3rd time I've done it this week. I'm going to add like a little like scrunchy flappy thing in the back on the top there, just to bring all that bright colors to the top. And I'm this is the cover paper actually of the paper pack, and I'm using that little rainbow strip to kind of mimic the colors down the bottom. I like how that worked out. Adding a few more little sprinkly bits and a few more little, sequins and stickles. And then I thought that, as you know me, I'm not exactly a minimalist scrapper, so I thought that it would be a good idea for me to go around the border of this white page, and just with some distressing, and I'm going to create a bit of a rainbow border. So I just pulled out some distress oxides that I felt matched the colors from that rainbow paper, and I'm just smushing this using the little applicator. This is a dome applicator, and I am just smushing that down, and I'm creating a little rainbow border, which I really do feel like it finishes off this layout nicely. And I love the story because they're bright and colourful photos. I'm using bright and colourful papers, and I particularly love the poses that Emila is pulling in these little photos. So yeah, I think once I'm done there, I'm just going to add some journaling. So I'm just going to talk about how it's her first gymnastics class and how my mum's organised it because I'm in bed. And then I'm going to add the date, and this layout will be done. Thank you so much for joining me for another week with Kitaholic Kits, and I will see you all again next week with another video. Bye!